Boy tells teacher he's got coronavirus. Then she gets a call from the government. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. The call from the government left her shattered. Now they were trapped, blocked from leaving the country. She felt angry and betrayed, and the threat was growing every day. If they stayed in Wuhan, what would happen? If you haven't been avoiding the news and social media, then you've probably heard about the new virus that's sweeping across several parts of the planet. The virus, officially known as COVID-19, has begun to impact countries such as the United States, Canada, Italy, and several others. One woman experienced it firsthand. Her son's teacher hadn't believed him. Now they were paying the price. Only recently, the World Health Organization has officially declared the new coronavirus a global emergency. Although it's normal for most people to become complacent and believe that there's only a small chance of getting infected, this is not the case for Natalie Francis. Miss Francis, a school teacher originally from York in the United Kingdom, was teaching English to students in China, specifically in Wuhan, where English teachers are in high demand. Natalie was living with her husband and 3-year-old son, Jamie, in the virus's epicenter. But as the cases of the virus spiked, Natalie grew more and more concerned. Natalie's main concern was that the virus was still novel and poorly understood, and she was right to be worried. Nobody knew just how devastating the virus's spread would be a few weeks later, so she decided to take action. She thought that she had a head start. Natalie thought she'd been prepared, and she even got in touch with the Beijing embassy to make arrangements to return home to the United Kingdom. Little did she know, all the preparations in the world wouldn't stop her life from falling apart. Thinking that she and her family would return home for a few weeks until it was safe to return to Wuhan and resume her teaching position, Natalie never suspected that life had other plans for her. At the time, her son Jamie was enrolled in a nursery school in the area. One day, Jamie suddenly didn't feel right. He complained about a stomach ache and a sore chest. Even though the little boy was very young, he was not oblivious to what was going on around him. Every day he heard adults around him voicing their concerns about this new virus. Did he have it? After a few days of feeling off, the little boy decided to confide in his teacher at the nursery school. He told her that he wasn't feeling well. He tried his best to articulate his concerns, but he trusted his nursery school teacher to take his complaints seriously. But that wasn't what happened. The little boy told his teacher that he thought he had the coronavirus that everyone was talking about, but she laughed and fobbed him off. After all, the virus hadn't reached their part of the city yet. She assumed that he was just acting out and told him to continue with his work. She didn't think it was necessary to inform his mother that he was feeling ill. By then, Natalie's arrangements to return to the UK were about to become a reality. All the paperwork was ready and the family would leave in a few days. But then she received a phone call that shattered her world. That chilling call was from the government, and the man on the other end of the line told her that her son was exhibiting symptoms of the virus. And to make matters worse, her son had a Chinese passport, which put him at the bottom of the list. Apparently, other British nationals returning to the United Kingdom from Wuhan were top priority. Needless to say, Natalie was angered and taken aback. How could she leave her son in Wuhan, where the number of cases were growing by the day? How can they tell her that British nationals who held a British passport were the only ones qualified? She was left with a decision. She had to make it fast. In the end, Natalie Francis made the only choice she could. She remained in Wuhan with her son and husband. In frustration, she took to social media, and naturally, people were outraged. The comments began to roll in, but would someone who could see them help? A few weeks later, Natalie had lost all hope and had resigned to stay in Wuhan. Then she got some news. Fans and followers waited with bated breath as a rumor began to circulate that Natalie was safely back home in the United Kingdom with Jamie and her husband. "Hello everyone," Natalie wrote. "This will be my last public Facebook post on the whole situation. In conclusion, Jamie and I have arrived safely in the UK. We had a midnight dash to the airport and arrived in quarantine yesterday night. Due to our last minute, we left with virtually nothing but the clothes on our backs. But the wonderful staff at Whirl are taking care of us and providing our necessities."